So according to Punchbowl News, the Republicans, both in the House and the Senate, haven't given up their hope to pass this SAVE Act. Now, let's be clear again, the SAVE Act is basically stripping away security and freedoms, even though they promise security. How is that possible? Well, the SAVE Act will eliminate people from the voting. It will force people to get new IDs. It will target minorities. It will bring back tests and qualifications for voting, which never existed. Well, existed like 200 years ago, back in the 1800s, when we had the Jim Crow laws. So they have this idea to block people's ability to vote, but they call it a very patriotic title. So don't be fooled by the language. Right now, the Senate, the Republican Senate and Republican House are finding a way to remove the filibuster. So the Senate, when voting on the SAVE Act, will not have the ability to dwindle and save time so they can find more votes, or blocking votes rather. So I would urge you guys to call your senators to tell them that we need to protect the filibuster, because the filibuster is important even if people think it's not. And also we need to make sure that we vote down the SAVE Act. I know that you think that voter rights are under attack. I know you think that fraud is everywhere, but it is proven without any doubt that fraud at the election polls with an ID or without an ID is 0.000004%. So you're talking about 4 billionth of a percent chance of fraud happening without an ID. With an ID, nothing has changed. There is no difference. Maryland has ID law. No, I'm sorry. Indiana has ID law. Maryland doesn't have an ID law, but Maryland has no fraud. Nothing has ever happened. IDs don't change anything. There is already penalties in place. Everything has been put in place because our founders set up the system and we have made it true. Now we have Republicans afraid of voters because they're losing. So the question isn't really what is this bill about, but why are they doing it? Why are they afraid of the elections? Are they afraid of fraud? Trump keeps saying elections are not working, but when he wins, elections are working. So it's not about the elections. It's not about the voter ID laws. It's about their control over this narrative that only they properly win elections. Only they deserve to win elections. That makes no sense. We are not a one-party state. We are not a fascist state. So we have two parties, minimal, maybe a few others that don't get a lot of credit. But right now, Senator Thune and other senators that are Republicans are again trying to find a way to jerry-rig the elections so that there are no more elections as Trump wants, so he can win all the time or his party can win all the time and they can have a weird world, because what they're trying to do is turn this into a theocracy, a Christian-based country where they're going to ban Catholics and ban Muslims and ban any minority. So if you're not white, man with a lot of money, America is not for you, according to the Republicans of the United States. So beware and call your senators, please. There's not a lot of time.